Thomas Edison and the Light Bulb by Scott R. Welvert, illustrated by Phil Miller and Charles Barnett III. Chapter 1. The Quest for the Light Bulb. In the 1800s, people used candles, gas lamps, and oil lamps to light their homes. But these lights had problems. They left soot all over the walls and sometimes caused house fires. "Mittens, no!" "Fire! Fire!" Meanwhile, scientists were working on new ways to light homes without the danger of fire. In 1802, British scientist Humphry Davy demonstrated arc lighting. This type of lighting used electricity instead of gas. The light is produced when the electricity jumps between the carbon rods. "It's blinding! It's too bright to use indoors!" By 1860, British scientist Joseph Swan had begun experiments with incandescent lighting. This type of light comes from the glow of heated material. "If we can get that carbon rod to glow, we might have a working lamp, Joseph." "It burned up again. How can we keep it from burning up?" "The carbon rods have a high melting point, but they're so thick they need too much electricity to glow. We need a thinner material that doesn't burn up so fast. Let's try using these carbonized strips of paper." "No, that didn't work either. The air in the jar causes the strip to burn up too fast." "What if we remove the air from the jar with a vacuum pump? Maybe the strip will glow longer." "We would need a complete vacuum in the jar." "It isn't burning up as quickly, but it won't work perfectly unless all of the air is removed from the jar." Swan and other scientists continued working on making a light bulb, but no matter how hard they tried, their bulbs just didn't burn long enough. Chapter 2. Edison joins the race. By 1877, Thomas Edison was already well known as the inventor of the phonograph. In 1878, Edison was looking for his next great invention. He joined a group of scientists in Rawlins, Wyoming, to see the total eclipse of the sun. Edison wanted to test an invention that could measure the heat from the sun's corona. "How does it work, Edison?" "The heat from the sun's corona is focused on a rod inside this funnel. When heated, the rod expands and pushes on a carbon button. This gauge measures pressure changes on the button. I can calculate the heat from the corona based on the gauge's readings." Amazing! With another success under his belt, Edison relaxed with his fellow scientists. "You know, Thomas, I've heard some scientists are close to perfecting an electric lamp. Just imagine a city lit up like these stars light up the sky. It would be beautiful, but building a lamp is only half the problem. You would need a reliable supply of electrical power as well." In the summer of 1878, Edison discussed his ideas about light bulbs and electricity with his business advisor, Grosvenor-Lowry. "A citywide electrical power system could make you a lot of money. Your Menlo Park laboratory would be funded for a long time." "Well, then let's make it official and find some investors." "All right, but you'll have to invent a better light bulb and the system to power it." Lowry and Edison got Drexel Morgan and Company to finance the project. The Edison Electric Light Company was formed in America and later branched out into England. "The electric light is the light of the future, and it will be my light." In September 1878, Edison and his assistant, Charles Batchelor, visited William Wallace's shop in Ansonia, Connecticut. Wallace was working on a machine called a dynamo that generated electricity. The magnet spins, creating an electric current. Could dozens of dynamos be connected to form a city-wide electric network, William? It's possible, but you'd need more insulated wire than I can imagine. Can we improve on this dynamo technology? I don't see why not. Then we'll use the dynamo as our power source. Now all we need is a long-lasting light bulb. Chapter 3. Building a Better Light Bulb. In October 1878, Francis R. Upton, an engineer, joined Edison's team. He studied the work other scientists had done on incandescent lighting. I looked into all the patents. Most scientists have had trouble getting enough air out of their bulbs. Right. Without enough vacuum, their filaments burn up too quickly. What do you want to do? Perhaps we can avoid the vacuum issue altogether by using platinum filaments. Platinum doesn't need vacuum to glow. By the spring of 1879, Edison was testing his first electric lamp. I think we're ready to give it a try. The platinum filaments melt if we don't turn them off every few minutes to cool. They're also too expensive. If thousands of people are going to use these bulbs, we need a cheaper material for filaments. Edison often worked on several projects at a time at Menlo Park. He liked to think about one invention while working on something else. We need a better filament for the light bulb, something practical and inexpensive, like this carbon button. Carbon! Batch, forget about platinum. Carbon is the key. Are you sure? If made properly, I think a carbon thread will glow longer than other materials. But to use it, we'll need to create a really good vacuum in a bulb. I'll check on the latest improvements to vacuum pumps. Batch, you read my mind. Now I just need a variety of materials to carbonize and test. Edison sent people across the world to find materials for his filaments. This plant is a tough survivor. It's the perfect material for a light bulb filament. Bamboo is very strong. Perhaps it will make a good filament. Meanwhile, work continued at Menlo Park. This new pump is creating a complete vacuum in these bulbs. Excellent. Thomas will be pleased. Edison's team tried more than 6,000 carbonized materials. They tried carbonized papers. The filament has burned a few hours. Carbonized cotton thread. I think we're onto something. We're at almost 14 hours. Bristol board. More than 150 hours. And bamboo fibers. More than 600 hours. While progress was being made on the light bulb, Edison's team also worked on dynamos for making electricity. How are things coming with the dynamo? Our tests are going well. It's making enough electricity to light hundreds of light bulbs. Excellent. In December 1879, Edison invited visitors to come to Menlo Park to witness the magic of his incandescent lighting system. Just envision New York City with 1 million light bulbs all lit up by a central power system. There would be enough lights to see the city from the farthest reaches of the cosmos. That would be an amazing sight to see, Mr. Edison. Chapter 4. Lighting the World. In 1880, Edison began designing his new electrical power system. We can put a dynamo station in the old warehouse building down on Pearl Street. Then we run wires up on poles or underground. Pardon me, Thomas. Gentlemen, will you excuse me for a minute? Lowry, what is it? Swan United Company has begun making light bulbs. They didn't apply for a patent for their bulb, but we did. What are you suggesting, Lowry? We need to take legal action against Swan United. They are infringing upon our patents. Edison and his lawyers knew it may not be an easy victory. They needed another plan. While you worked with platinum, Swan built a carbon lamp. His didn't work as well as yours, but we need to tread lightly. Then I suggest we press for a merger of the two companies. Meanwhile, you failed to apply for patents, Joseph. Edison has the legal edge. What should we do? We should make a deal. Edison has offered a merger. The agreement formed the Edison Company in London, England. Swan made money on his ideas, and Edison was allowed to continue his work on his light bulb. Edison's next step was to take his light bulb to the world. He got that chance on August 10, 1881, at the International Electrical Exhibition in Paris, France. Edison put 𝕑𝕬𝕐𝕐 in charge of the exhibit to make sure their display was the best. Extraordinary! Brilliant! Exquisite! I must have this! High-quality vacuum bulbs, all powered by central dynamos. Very impressive. Excellent work, Mr. Batchelor. Your display is fantastic. Thank you, Ambassador. After his success in Paris, Edison set his sights on lighting the square-mile area near Pearl and Fulton Streets in New York City. In 1882, he personally installed the lighting system at Drexel Morgan and Company. How did you figure out a way to do all of this? Hard work, my friend. There is no substitute for hard work. Later that year, Pearl Street Station began making electricity for customers. Edison's light bulbs and electrical power system started off small. In its first few years, Pearl Street Station served about 500 customers. But demand for electrical light and power grew, until electric light graced all of New York City. With his inventions, Edison and the inventors who followed him changed the world. The dangers of gas and oil lighting were replaced with the soft glow of incandescent lighting. Travel by night became easier and much safer. Electric light showed us a whole new side to our streets and towns. It helped us show our joy with the brilliance of 1,000 stars for the whole world to see.